doing
author event. I want to say a huge thank you to our partners, HEC Media and Novel Neighbor. By the way, Novel Neighbor has exclusive signed book plates for Dan and Brad for anyone who orders our featured book today from thenovelneighbor.com. My name is Desiree. I'm from the St. Louis County Library, and I'm so excited to be able to talk with a couple of my favorites today, Brad Meltzer and Dan Santat. Guys, say hello to your adoring fans.
I didn't see you. I was just drawing this just now.
I was just reading my own book, which
I was just waiting for you.
Good
morning.
Seriously,
You
all I do
guys-
is sit around, we read our own books all day.
Yeah, that's all I read.
Wow. Okay. I don't know where
Desiree,
to
that
go with
acting was really impressive, by the way. Your wow was told that.
Just to let our audience know, I'm going to ask our guests a couple of questions, but I encourage our guests or our viewers to actually drop some questions into the comments, and we'll get to those at the end. Now I'm going to do a big intro for you guys. Are you ready?
Oh,
okay. Brad Meltzer is no stranger to the New York Times bestseller list with his adult books. He also has his own TV shows on History Channel and PBS Kids. And the kids, you may know him as the author of the series Ordinary People Change the World. And by the way, kids, if you look at the IM books, you'll actually find a picture of Brad in every book. So you can go on a little treasure hunt. Now, Dan Santat, seriously, is probably one of the busiest author illustrators ever. I'm pretty sure you're up to about 100 books by now that you've either authored and or illustrated.
Correct, yeah.
He's the creator of The Replacements that was on Disney Channel, The Great Cookie Fiasco, and After the Fall. And by the way, Dan has this little thing called the Caldecott Award for the Adventures of Beekle, and that's a big deal. Today they are they're going to talk to us about the book that they've created called A New Day. So everybody, welcome.
Hi, good morning. How is
everyone? Good morning. I like the fact that there are people in California right now who are texting me and saying that they were up super early.
Yeah, it's,
so thank you for coming. This is the only, I have to say, this is the only event we're doing. We did a couple classrooms, but they were filled with children who all they knew how to do was unmute themselves and yell over us.
Oh,
and
you
so we
too?
just logged off in anger, and we were like,
yeah.
"We are not performing for you." We were like, "We're for St. Louis and St. Louis only." This is truly no kidding around. This is the only event that Dan and I are doing, the public event, and I will tell you that I would say, without exaggeration, 1 minute ago it almost didn't happen because my daughter is upstairs using up our Wi-Fi in debate. Dan's dogs are barking like crazy. This is all chaos. The whole thing is going to be chaos.
The mail's coming.
Yeah.
So,
situation normal, right?
Everything normal. The Wi-Fi was out. No one was going anywhere. If I disappear, I leave all my belongings to Dan. So my sister is literally going, "Where are you right now?" And relatives are texting me wanting to know. So we're here to talk about A New Day. And thank you. We're going to give everyone, because she's saying that it's taking a little bit. Here we go. There's my sister. The first comment, of course, my nephew, my niece and nephew are there. Garrett and Margot are listening. So now I gotta really do it good, because if not, the family's critical. Trust me on this. They're taking notes and they're judging. So I'm going to tell you very quickly about A New Day, and from there we will we're going to do a read along with you, and then Dan's going to turn you into all artists. So by the time this is done, you can all draw exactly like this. That's from Dan. And I will tell you very quickly, this book came to me. Every writer, we keep notepads all around the house all day long, because in case a lightning bolt comes in and genius comes, I got to be ready for it, right? And it never happens like that. Creativity is not magic. It is hard work. And it's about sitting your butt in the chair and doing the work and drawing and writing. And 2 years ago, I woke up and I truly had the idea for this book. It came to me in a dream. And it was the idea, Sunday quit just like that. And the other days of the week, we're going to have to hold tryouts for a replacement day. And so what happened was, my wife, who's much smarter than I am, said, "Dummy, write that down." And that's where this book started. That's the very quick intro. And what I'm going to do right now is Dan and I are going to read this together. Also, huge thank you to Novel Neighbor, because I wanted to wait because I know people were waiting to log on. Huge thank you to HEC, everyone at St. Louis Library. We love you. I've done many events with them. They're the best. Even on a freezing cold day, we did one once. And we almost died in a snowstorm, but we did. Why? Because we risked our lives for you, dear reader, for you. So here we go. Here is A New Day by my favorite author, Brad Meltzer, by the amazing Dan Santat, who we love. And Dan's going to take over some of the visuals.
There you go. Yeah. Our secret word. New day. Oops. Hold on. All right. Here we go. Here's the end papers. Title page.
Ready? Here we go.
Here we go.
Sunday quit. Just like that. She said she was tired of being a day.
Do you know how much it takes to give the world a beautiful free day? To play, to pray, to sleep away? Or even just to sway in a hammock while eating raspberry sorbet? And then to do it all over again, week after week, year after year, with no pay. With no pay. Nice rhyme save. Everyone gets time for their own fun or to even catch a matinee, but no one says, how are you? Or even, you okay?
The other days were aghast. No one had quit, not since Mars Day, but that was so long ago.
I want to learn to water ski and weld and bake the perfect sourdough. I want to take a car apart and see how it works and learn Italian. No, Sanskrit, like the Buddhists, and master the sugar arts. The sugar arts? I think she means candy. But what will we do now? We can't just lose a day. Everyone be quiet.
Monday declared, since Monday loved declaring things.
There's only one thing to do. We need to find a new day.
Across the land, posters were put up with those little tabs you can pull off at the bottom.
Ooh, teeny pull tabs. Wanted, a new day. Must be relaxing, tranquil, chill, though not as chill as Saturday. Healing, blessed, replenishing, quiet, committed, and most important, must be able to give people good dreams and get along with others. Serious inquiries only.
Tryouts began the next day. The first prospects were interesting.
Please state your name and anything else you'd like the committee to know. I'm Funday, where every day is fun. Next. I'm Runday. Every day we run. Speed. Zoom. Next. I'm Bunday. Everyone's hair. Buns. Get it? I kind of like Bunday. I'm just glad it's not the other buns.
Some ideas were good.
We call it Dog Day. Puppies. Dogs. Everyone gets one. Did I mention puppies? Yeah, man, I vote yes. Puppies for everyone. Puppies would make the week go quicker. Everyone relax. There are still lots of more days to see. And then meanwhile, in the background, we have these cats and dogs. Out of my way, we're next. Sorry, cat, the job's filled. Here's the pitch. Two cats lurk, knowing they're far superior to dogs. We call it Catterday.
Some ideas were bad.
I call it Worst Vice President's Day. I'm Elbridge Gary. Next. Shark Day. Too scary. Also, it needs a week. Next. We call it Birthday. Try it. You love it. Next.
And some days were surprisingly amazing, like the day where everyone gets superpowers.
We call it Superhero Day, Cake Day, Fly Day. It's so much better when you call it Fly Day. Dude, we need more days like this. Agreed. I'll post it online.
At that moment, Casual Friday had no idea what he'd unleashed. As word about the tryouts began to spread, everyone had their own idea for the very best new day. It was Pie Day.
And you get to choose blueberry pie, pecan pie, apple pie, rhubarb, pumpkin, banana cream, key lime, chicken pot pie if it's cold out, or even boysenberry. I do love boysenberry.
Llama Day.
You carry tons of stuff and spit all over, but we get great eyelashes. Poof! Nice eyelashes. Band-Aid Day. Safety first! I do love Band-Aids. And on the 7th day, we declare it Acrobaturday. Ta-da!
And of course, one of the most popular of all,
candy! This is not a helpful idea. Ah, candy. Canday, a play on words. I approve. Catterday will be an easy sell after this.
In no time, the competition grew so intense, some of the contestants snuck back in front of the judges.
Have we seen you before? No, definitely not. Allow us to present Dogs Who Love Frogs Day. They're so cute and squishy. I have to say, I admire the teamwork. Oh, come on. Those are the same dogs as before, but with mustaches. This isn't fair. When do we get to pitch Catterday?
The cats were right about it being unfair, but as word began to spread that teamwork was a good thing, it brought together all sorts of combinations, like fire poles sliding into pools of cotton candy day.
Poof, poof. Sugary boogery. This must have been made by a master of the sugar arts.
Sure, some days caused a bit of craziness, like when unicorns with flashlights for Horns Day met up with unicorns with horns for Horns Day.
Horns, flashlights, horns, flashlights.
I love the horse noises there. Other days were just impractical, like snowmen in a blizzard eating marshmallows day. And still others were too small of a niche audience. Hatter Day.
But just 1920s ones. Cats for sale.
Gelatin Suits Day.
Some of us have robots in them because, you know, robots. Watch the way my ears wiggle.
Knights whose swords are Herrings Day.
Herrings? Swordfish swords would have been way funnier.
And of course, the all-logical My Dog Smells Like Corn Chips Day.
That's the same dog. He's just eating corn chips.
The madness got even worse when Jazz Day and Naked Mole Ratter Day mixed with Batter Day, giving us Naked Mole Rat Batter Day Skiddity Scat Diddly Dat Batter Day, which was actually pretty absurd since Batter Day got mentioned twice.
I'm Batman. Don't say it. We'll get sued. Stop, stop, stop. Doesn't anyone have a good day? I do. Let me guess. You want to plant cabbage. You want to call it Cabbage Day. Or eggplants and call it Eggplant Day. Oh, I got it. Bok choy Day. No. I simply like growing seeds in pots. And I grew this one for all of you to say thanks. Did you just say thank you? Yes, Miss Sunday, and the day I'd suggest is simply a nice day. A day when people can show more kindness to each other.
Sunday would never forget that moment. She'd never forget how the little girl made her feel. And she'd never forget the most important lesson of all, that with a little more kindness in it, every day can be a new day.
So you're not tired anymore? Not anymore, thanks to you. Thank you for saying thank you. I really needed it.
For every week after that, Sunday got more time to play and get away. Indeed, all the days joined in and spent some time water skiing and welding and baking the perfect sourdough. They took a car apart to see how it works and learned Sanskrit like the Buddhists, and of course, mastered the sugar arts. And the next day, they did Monday's favorite things like filing and alphabetizing. It was a lesson for every day. When you appreciate each other a little bit more, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and yes, definitely Sunday can be brand new days where everything is possible.
We call it Catterday. Wait, guys? Anyone? Where did everybody go?
Ta-da!
And yay! Jazz hands. Spirit
That's me
fingers.
in third
Yay.
grade.
And there's a picture of me in second grade. I don't know why. I don't know why that's there.
That's just an accident. I had no idea that was coming.
That was from all our previous presentations.
So I'm going to tell you very quickly, because we want to make sure we allow time for questions, but very quickly, I want to say the most important thing again. I said it at the start, but I want to say it again, and that is thank you to all of you for joining us. It means a great deal to have you with us again. This is the only event we're doing. We're going to talk very, very quick because I want to save time for Dan. I got started writing thanks to a teacher, Miss Spicer. And all of you out there, I know a lot of you have had teachers online. Make sure you say thank you to your teachers. Go say thank you to your teachers. They are just amazing heroes. There's so many regular heroes in the world right now. I love doing these books. I love doing the Ordinary People Change the World books. We have I Am Frida Kahlo coming out next week on Tuesday. So we're the first time going back to back, 2 books. There she is. Unibrow and all. Chris Eliopoulos is so amazing and so wonderful. And drew my daughter is not impressed by anything. So as they're showing you pages, I'm going to tell you. And she's not impressed by anything. She once said to me, Dad, I hate to read. And I was like, you do know what I do for a living, right? You know what feeds you. And she said to me that Frida Kahlo was her favorite cover that Chris did. So she even gave a compliment. I guess now that I think about it, it was more to Chris than to me. But I can live with that. So that comes out on Tuesday. So we're doing back-to-back books. I'm going to let Dan talk very quickly. Dan is going to teach you how to draw, as I promised. And Dan, I'll let you do the magic.
Thank you very much. So I work in various different mediums. Sometimes I'll work completely digitally. Sometimes I'll work with paint. Sometimes I'll work in color pencil. My studio is constantly a mess. Here's some samples. Here's actually a sample that I used for a new day. Here's one for a project that I'm working on currently. Here's another one. Here's one for a completely different project. I'm usually like juggling 3 or 4 different projects all at the same time. Before I begin, I want to give a shout out to Brad's family, Isaiah, Garrett, Margot, and Ileana. Thank you for joining us today and representing the family. And now Chutney. I don't know if we're sharing the screen. So I don't have much time. And actually, drawing in front of the public is a glass jaw of mine. I get really self-conscious. So if I were to travel to a location and I was up in front of a crowd with a pad of paper and a Sharpie, you would just hear the Sharpie just, and I would just, it would be the worst. So I get to do that. I get to do that from the luxury of my own studio, wearing Lululemon pants and a nice dress shirt. But this one's for the kids. So if the kids are at home, they can break out their markers and papers. And I'm going to show everybody just a really quick, easy lesson on how to draw anything in the world using some basic shapes in your imagination. And so when I say drawing with your imagination, I mean, using symbols to give you an idea of what it is I want the viewer to see. So if I were to just do something like that, you would automatically think that it was a cloud. But it could be other things. It could be a tree. If I decided to put a tree trunk down there, then it looks like a tree, right, with that shape. But if I wanted to clarify that it's a rain cloud, then, if I put raindrops on there, you're reinforcing that shape to convince the viewer that it is indeed what I tell you it is. So there are 3 basic shapes. And also, you can also get very far just using letters of the alphabet. And so I'm going to start with the circle. Okay. Now, if I just draw you a circle, now I can let my imagination fill in the blanks and tell you what it is. So I can tell you that I just drew you a ball, and you'd be convinced that it's a ball. And you'd say, oh, my gosh, that's a really amazing drawing of a ball. Or I could tell you that it is a slice of bologna, and you'd say, oh, that is a delicious slice of bologna. But if I add more shapes to this, if I add some circles to it, then I have just drawn you 2 eyeballs on a face, and you know what identifies a face. It's 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, and 2 ears. So, if I just add 2 circles like so, now we've got these 2 cold eyes just staring right at you. Now we can give this person a nose with the letter U, like so. Let's put a little mouth with the letter I, and now he looks terrified. Letter C's for ears, like so. And then, just some basic eyebrows. And ladies and gentlemen, I have just drawn you Bruce Willis.
That guy's handsome.
I have just drawn you Moby. I have just drawn you action star Jason Statham. I have just drawn you Michael Chiklis. If we were just to take some circles and put some glasses on this dashing fellow here, I have just
more handsome
New York Times bestselling author Brad Meltzer. Oh my gosh! See,
can you draw New York Times bestselling illustrator Dan Santat?
Sure. Let me start fresh here. Let's start here. Let's see. Let's start with a circle, and then we've got his head. And we've got some eyes. and we have the same nose, my mother's nose, and then you know, I'm happy. I'm happy because you can see my shaky line. I'm all hopped up on caffeine from this 1 cup of coffee. I've got my ears. I too also have glasses, like so. Okay, and then a bridge, and there you go. Oh, but I have my mother's eyebrows. These see. So now we have our author photos. We have Brad and Dan, or you know, you could say that's Stanley Tucci. I you know, we separated at birth. The second magical shape is a triangle.
By the way, my niece and nephew just said nice drawing. So
nice drawing of Uncle Brad.
Not great, but nice.
Nice. So this triangle here, I can tell you that I've drawn you a Dorito. I could take this Dorito and put a line over it, and I could tell you I've just drawn you a slice of cheese pizza. Amazing, right? Now, if I were to take more letters of the alphabet, if I were to take the letter U, like so, now it looks like maybe someone's wearing a wizard's cap, but I'm gonna elongate these sides here. I'm gonna make it a witch's hat. And let's continue. Let's use some letters of the alphabet. I'm going to use the letter B to make some angry eyes, because this witch is a little upset that she's been asked to make an appearance in March when she only comes out in October. The letter V, because she's really she's quite vexed. The letter J for a nose. Let's give her a cute little wart there on her nose. Some circles for her rosy cheeks. And let's just there. She didn't wake up on the right side of the bed. And just some simple hair. And there you go. You just drew yourself a witch. And the last magical shape is a square. Now with the square, you can use your imagination, and I can convince you that I have just drawn you a box, because I have such a award-winning imagination that I can tell you that this square is a box, or this award-winning imagination can tell you that this is a sheet of paper. I've just drawn you a sheet of paper because it's so amazing. I could use my imagination, and I convince you that I am taking you to a magical, faraway place like the state of Colorado. Oh boy, that's how you keep staying alive in this business, folks. You keep using your imagination. So let's take the state of Colorado, and let's add some circles to it now. And now I've just turned the state of Colorado into a slice of Swiss cheese, because you folks, you all have very refined tastes. You want something imported. It pairs well with a nice giant cup of Ted Drew's concrete, or a toasted ravioli, or a gooey butter cake. I'm really concerned about St. Louis's sugar levels, by the way. If we take this slice of Swiss cheese and we add 2 eyes now, and some eyelashes, and a nose, and a mouth, and 2 square teeth, suddenly you've just made SpongeBob SquarePants. So kids at home, step 1, draw the state of Colorado. Step 2, turn it into Swiss cheese. Step 3, give it a face. And lo and behold, you've got SpongeBob SquarePants. And that concludes my demonstration on how to draw anything in the universe with 3 basic shapes and letters of the alphabet. Thank you.
Oh, Aiden just said that if the witch is upside down, it could be an ice cream cone. That is a good call.
It could be a furry ice cream cone with little mold.
You dropped in hair.
Was that?
That you dropped in hair.
That's
Those likenesses were pretty good, by the way.
Isn't that sad?
I totally see that.
You're not going to get this mixed up with children's book sex god, Mr. Oliver Jeffers, okay? You're not going to be like, oh, that's Oliver Jeffers. No.
Yeah, the hair, yeah.
I think that's Mac Barnett. Not even close.
I think it's Chris Eliopoulos.
Oh, my goodness. I have a question before I go to our, we've got a couple of questions from our audience, but I have a question for you guys. What's your favorite day?
Oh.
Like, okay, either from the book or in real life. What's your favorite day? And why?
I'll say mine. So mine, I will go. I like Saturday. I like today because here's the thing: is Saturday, Friday you can is fun, and I love Sunday. But Sunday I get the Sunday blues because Monday's coming. But Saturday for me, you're free except for today when I'm ignoring my son in the other room and ignoring all my children. But usually Saturday's free, and also when I was little, Saturday I had Saturday morning cartoons, and those were the best. So Saturday's for me.
I like Friday because you get a little bit of work done, so you feel like you've been productive, but then you know that there's 2 days off coming ahead of you. Also, like Saturday comes in second. Thursday is actually my third favorite day because, Friday's coming. And also Thursday used to be like the best night for TV. Sunday falls in like fourth or fifth. Monday actually is not. When I had little kids, Monday was my favorite day of the week. I think parents with young kids would get it. They'd be like, oh yeah, Monday. Thank God it's Monday. But yeah, Friday. I feel like a Friday. I think I'm a Friday. I
feel like you really thought that out.
I've had these long discussions with my kids. Yeah.
So did you guys actually, so Dan, I know you had some inspiration for the characters of your days of the week, but did the two of you talk back and forth and say, no, Wednesday really should have this vibe or anything like that?
The truth is, I love working with Dan, but oddly, we really worked pretty separately when it started. I wrote the whole book and then got it to Dan, who had to be like, will I, because for Dan, what they do is they bring books on a pedestal and they put it down like an offering, and then he decides which ones he will deign to write. No, thanks to our amazing editor, Lori Hornick and Jody Reamer, who we adore, brought us together. And
Jody watching? Yes, we love you, Jody.
That's why the only reason we're saying something nice is we think she might be watching. She's not here.
Probably not.
So, but what happened was the only thing we did kind of go back and forth on is what the days look like. They had to be, right? That's the most important
part. We were on the same page from the very
beginning. We were so on the same page, 100%. We both knew multiple colors. And as soon as Dan sent it, I was like, oh yeah, that's of course one. And then he did amazing designs.
We finish each other's sandwiches. we just
wow.
work so well together.
Yeah. That's amazing. Consider you guys don't live anywhere close to each other, right?
We've actually
not. If you lived in Washington, we'd be further apart. Yeah.
Yeah, just in Decatur over some drinks and dinner.
Oh, Lori is here. I'm so glad we said something good about her. Oh,
she's like, don't blow it, guys.
Oh man! By the way, we didn't even know she was here. That was
we love Lori.
Now, Lori's so good. Did I tell you guys that?
Boy, that was so natural. So natural. Let me get to some audience questions. Amanda asks, her class would like to know when you will have more of the I Am series books read aloud with your Legos.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Amanda. So you know what? So I'm going to show you the next. You want to see the next I Am books? I'll show you them. So the next I Am book, so we have I Am, as you saw, Frida Kahlo comes out on Tuesday and will be our 23rd book in the series, which is a lot. And Amanda, I don't know how many books you have, but if you have all the books, that's a sign of good parenting. And what I would do is just basically say something like, Mom and Dad, if you love me, you'll buy me all the books. And you can use that for anything about the I Am books. You can use it for a pony, a car, whatever you want. You can use it. You can play with it. Here are the new ones I'm going to show you. So we're doing our first Asian hero, I Am Pei, who's coming. And because we had all these kids saying, you know what, you've done everyone, you haven't done anyone who's Asian. And I thought, you're right. We listen to the kids. So if there's something you like and someone you want to hear, go to our ordinarypeoplechangetheworld.com or bradmeltzer.com and tell us, because we listen to you. And then the other one that's coming is this one. You've heard of her. Oprah Winfrey is coming, because I really wanted to do a businesswoman for my kids, and she was amazing. Her story is incredible. So that comes next. And then the read aloud with the Legos, there is a read aloud that Dan and I did, although you just saw it, but we have another one that's coming, and then I will be doing more read alouds, I think. Every time I do Legos, though, I almost break them, and my son is not happy about it. We have this giant Lego Death Star. Put in Brad Meltzer Lego Death Star into YouTube and watch the video where my son lost his Lego Death Star in a fiery crash that had screams that was much like the real destruction of the actual Death Star. You will see it. True.
That just made my heart hurt just a little bit just thinking
mine
about
too.
it.
I'm scarred by it. I'm scarred.
Sarah asks, how did you think of the other names to replace Sunday? And then also, along with that, do you have a favorite Xavier Riddle book?
Yeah, so, Dan's art is so good. The truth is, the real star of the show is Dan's art because it makes the jokes funny. But most of the days were a couple of dear friends. I would text them. I had like 100 days. And I would text them all the days and would only stop texting them when they finally got a laugh out of them. So we have all these other days. And I remember Pansy was like, I kept saying, dogs who love Frogs Day and dogs who love this day and dogs who love that. And then we were like, dogs who smell like corn chips. And they were like, that's funny. We're like, that's a winner. So we just kept going until we got it. And then for Xavier Riddle books, yes, we do now. So for those who don't know, we do our Ordinary People Change the World books have been made into a cartoon show called Xavier Riddle and the Secret Museum on PBS Kids. It's about Xavier, his sister Yadina, their best friend Brad, the most handsome cartoon character of all time. And they have a time machine, a secret museum that takes them back in time. They have a problem, like they're being bullied one day, and they go back in time. They meet Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks teaches them how to deal with bullies. They come back to the present day. And we've done now about 12 books based on the episodes. Which ones do I like best? I do like the Alexander Hamilton one. I don't know if it's out yet, but the Harriet Tubman one is really good too. And I like all of them. You know why I like all of them? Because I didn't have to write them. That's why I like them. No, but it's great because Chris doesn't have to draw them as much because he can pull the scenes right from the show. So Chris is very happy that he's getting paid for doing no work. And that is what having a good agent means, kids. That's what you need. But we love doing it. There's a lot more coming too. There's a lot of fun coming. And wait till you see, PBS told me not to say who the new heroes are. I'm not supposed to tell you, but you're here and they're not, and their legal department is not here. So
that you know of.
I'll just say that I know of. I hope I'm not wrong or I'm going to be in trouble. But let's just say that coming up on Xavier, don't tell anyone. Don't put this on the internet. I'm serious. I'm going to tell you because you're here. I'm going to tell you. But let's just say that when you're looking for who's coming at the end of this season, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Snitches get stitches. By the way, reading the children is always the best way to make everyone love the book.
So much real world advice right now going on.
You are learning so much, kids. You have no idea.
Let's see. Gasp. Lucian wants to know, I think this may be for both of you, but maybe mostly for Dan. Lucian wants to know, do you like drawing dragons or robots?
I like to draw robot dragons. No, actually, if I have a preference, I have more fun drawing robots. I don't know, somewhere in my long career, I've done a lot of robots. I think publishing thinks I'm like the guy to call to draw robots. I'm like the robot guy. I think I've done maybe like 6 or 7 books that have robots, not even including Ricky Ricotta with Dave.
Wow. Let's see. Tammy K asks, do you like writing kids or adult books better?
I love adult books more.
I like Dan's adult books way better.
A little dark.
They are pretty dark though, right?
Yeah.
All those murdering dragons. You know what? They're so different. Like the weird thing is, and this is true, and this says more about me, but they're not that different to me. I know it sounds silly. Of course, one has, the adult books have these very adult subjects in them. Like there's murder mysteries and things like that. But and murder is the best segue to talk about children's books. But I will tell you, in all seriousness, a good story is a good story. A good story is a good story. And whether I'm writing about George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or Rosa Parks, or I'm writing Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman, or I'm writing Nola and Zig, those stories are about ordinary people who change the world. It's my core belief. I believe ordinary people change the world. And I don't care, about how much money you have or where you went to school. I believe in regular people and their ability to affect change. It's to me why the most important part of the story has never been Superman. The most important part of the story is Clark Kent, because we're all Clark Kent. And so for me, yes, I may use less metaphors when I write a kid's book, but you have to tell a good story. And I love the fact that I get to tell stories for kids and then on another day kind of get recharged and then tell stories for adults. It makes me never get sick of what I'm working on.
Okay. Another one. Barry wants to know, who is your favorite character in a book? Dan, let's start with you.
My favorite character in a book or this book?
Let's just do,
book?
the book.
Both.
The book.
Oh, the book?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in a book, I've been a huge fan of Encyclopedia Brown all my life. Like, Encyclopedia Brown was my favorite character. I read those all the time. For this particular book, my favorite character was Friday. I love Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Also,
you should show everyone. Wait, show everyone the designs. Can you pull that up?
I mean, I've got. You mean the rainbow ones? Here,
no, the one that shows you where like all the actors.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Yeah, do you have that one? That one was.
You got to see this way. I'll stall for Dan while he's looking.
If we can,
when he was doing the design
screen, yeah, I can show that real quickly. Where is
he basically took real people when he helped design them, and unless their lawyers are watching, in which case he took no real people to do any of the design.
Here, let me scroll through so you don't have to look at the rest of this presentation that we're not doing. Yeah, here. So here, they're all based off of. Come on, people. They're all based off of characters from pop culture. So Monday is Leslie Knope from Parks and Recreation. Tuesday is Waylon Smithers from The Simpsons. Wednesday, I don't know. I mean, most kids won't know Barbara Billingsley from Leave It to Beaver, but she had a very motherly personality about her. Thursday is Winona Ryder's character from Beetlejuice. Friday is Sean Penn as Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Saturday, actually, I changed my answer because Saturday is the dude from The Big Lebowski. And actually, in the very first draft of this book, I actually made Jeff Bridges Saturday dressed up as the dude. And then I got notes from publishing. I got notes from lovely Miss Lori Hornick, and they said this is too weird. And then Sunday,
the sweater stayed. The sweater stayed. We knew the sweater was the dude.
The sweater stayed. And I think only the real little urban achievers out there who are fans of The Big Lebowski will totally get it. And then Sunday really represents the every person. More so, like I think all the moms out there, who like to dress down and wear yoga pants and just let the day go by. Like my wife will probably spend the day in just yoga pants, sitting in bed all day watching House Hunters because that's her jam. And that's the breakdown of the days of the week.
Yeah, and as for my favorites, I mean, I'm going to tell you what, I mean, I have similar favorites to Dan, so I'm going to show you my favorite pages that he drew. I love this page. When I saw this, I was like, this is like fruit striped gum. I love this page. I thought it was so beautiful. And now here's the thing, and I say this about Chris also all the time, but it's so true, is that a good cartoonist, a good artist can do cute and hopefully, even better, they can do funny, and Dan is all those things. But the hardest thing to do is to get the emotion, is to do the heart. And when I saw this page, this is the one that just got me. This is the one that you were like, it's all Dan. I can put as many words as I want on that page, but the way the interactions that happen between this girl and Sunday are so beautiful. And I was like, that was the whole book. So those are my favorite pages. And my favorite character from the book, I love the dude also. The book abides.
Exactly.
My cousin just laughed at that joke. I finally made my family member laugh. He's sitting here and he's watching it. Finally, it took me, what time is it? 40 minutes to make my relative laugh, but I did it.
So you're done for the day, right?
That's it. I'm out.
Yeah.
See you later.
Casper wants to know, what's your favorite books from when you were kids?
Like I said, I was a huge fan of Encyclopedia Brown. And I had a neighbor who got me into Marvel Comics. I was taking care of his paper route one time, and then he introduced me to the world of comic books. And he was purely a Marvel guy, and I just went all in, and I started reading all these titles. And then after a while, like I started moving on to manga, like Japanese manga, because like in those characters, like there were there were repercussions for their actions, like main characters died and stuff. Like, you know, you would read these monthly serials and you'd see Batman tied up, you know, with dynamite strapped to his chest and the Joker's laughing in his face. And then there'd be a moment where you're like, I wonder if Batman will make it out alive for next month, you know? And there was just something about the Japanese manga medium where it blew my mind, because I was like, oh my gosh, this main character died. So yeah, it was just an evolution from, you know, like Calvin and Hobbes and like all these weekly comics and things like that, and like slowly into Marvel and so forth. Yeah,
I love, as you can tell, we like our Marvel comics here too.
You actually signed all the books with that hand.
Listen, it was here, and then you mentioned it. I had to use it. You don't leave a gun on the mantle unless you're going to use it in the third act. But you know, my favorite book, truly my favorite book is It's Alive. Okay, my favorite book ever is, I hid it in this book, and you saw it when Dan read it. Caps for Sale. I love Caps for Sale. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and that's why I put it in here. I was like, tip of the cap truly to it.
There you go. I didn't know that. So I just found that out today.
Wait, you drew that and you didn't know the reference?
I got the reference, but I thought we were just making an homage.
I loved it. Caps for Sale was one of those the true children's books. And then I loved Judy Blume and I loved Agatha Christie. And then I read nothing more than comic books. Comic books were my entire, even now, it's what I read every week. I still read comic books.
What was your favorite comic?
I loved, so my first comic ever was Justice League of America number 150. And it was all the Justice League members were in prisons, trapped like in little keyholes, and they couldn't get out. And I was like, how are they going to get out? And they, like, Green Lantern's was yellow, so it couldn't work, and Flash's vibrated differently, so he couldn't get out of his. And each one was like, Superman's had kryptonite in it, so he couldn't get out of his. I'm like, how do you get out? They're going to die in these key prisons. And basically, Flash realized that he couldn't vibrate, but he could get Elongated Man to vibrate to his. And so they put Flash and Green Lanterns together, and Elongated Man together, and Elongated Man became a treadmill, and then Flash ran on Elongated Man, and then basically they all got out. And the rule is that together you were something stronger than you were individually. And I love that. I loved that message. And then Teen Titans was my absolute, beyond Watchmen and all that other nonsense. Teen Titans by George Perez and Marv Wolfman was my
Watchmen. All that Watchmen nonsense.
It changed my life. Anyway, so that's my favorite.
That is so cool. So we're almost at the end, but I just want to give you guys the opportunity to tell us, if you can, what's coming next for you.
I'm finishing up a graphic novel that I signed with Scholastic 10 years ago. It's called The Aquanaut. I'm currently doing final art for a memoir that I've written about this 3-week trip to Europe that I took when I was 13 years old. And there's like a bunch of things that happened. Like, one of the highlights is that I snuck into Wimbledon, and I snuck into the men's 1989 men's semifinal between McEnroe and Edberg. And there was like a lot of other stuff. There's actually, I think there might be someone here who's watching the presentation right now who is actually in the book. She's from St. Louis. She's from the Quincy, Illinois area. And then I've got some picture books. I've got like 3 or 4 picture books that I'm illustrating for various authors.
Wow, busy. How about you, Brad?
You saw mine. We have I Am Frida Kahlo next week. I Am Pei coming, Oprah coming, and we're already actually working on the 1, 2, 3 after that. And the real truth is a lot of my time has been going to the new thriller, which we're still, I just finished a draft of and waiting to finish that up. And that has been taking my time. Writing 500 pages is just takes far longer than doing one of these, but I love doing it. And then, if you buy the book, A New Day, then maybe Dan and I get a shot to do another one. Right, Lori? And no, that wasn't meant to be pressure.
A new week.
And so obviously we could do something more that's fun together. I'd love to do that. And Dan and I love working together. So
March quit just like that.
March quit just like that. Exactly. So Judy just said, I watched Xavier Riddle, Florence Nightingale. I got the hiccups after watching the episode. That is good, Judy. I'm so glad that happened. And again, best way to end to me is the same way we started, is thank you for all those joining us. It means more than Dan and I can ever express that The support we've gotten this week during launch week has been incredible. Thank you for sharing it with people. Thank you for buying the books as gifts and giving it away. Super thanks to our favorite St. Louis Library, to HEC, to our amazing, amazing, wonderful host. We thank you for all this. This is the best author talk, the Free Library said. That's the review, the best one of all time. Beats Hemingway. Desiree, you beat Hemingway. You beat everybody.
I'm pretty sure that you guys took care of all of that for me. So this was the easiest job to do today. So,
so sad
again,
we couldn't be there. I would have just gone to the
really...
City Museum, probably get my arm cut on some rebar sticking out of the ground. Would have been amazing. If Mad Max made a hotel, it would be the City Museum. It would just be this weird.
I love that.
Everybody will have to go online and look for that to see it. So it makes no sense until you see it, right? So, audience, please, I know it's so weird to like do this without people, but huge round of applause. We're all screaming at our screens right now.
No, it's deathly silent. I feel so fulfilled.
We should. I would have had a cricket sound ready. I would have had it so ready. It would have been so good.
Thank you guys so much.
Go try my bathroom. Thank you very much, Desiree.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. It wasn't just a black void of Brad and I speaking into the emptiness. Thank you. Have a lovely